So these last few months have at moments taken me to my knees emotionally. And what was interesting about it was I became really aware of how disturbed my nervous system is when I'm out of alignment, out of regulation. And I think that there's a whole world out there right now that's out of regulation. And what I really started to understand was how when we are able to really come into a greater balance in our nervous systems, that it changes our thoughts, it changes our energy, it changes our speech, it changes how we relate to another, it changes how we relate to ourselves more than anything, actually. And so coming into sort of developing an awareness of our nervous systems feels incredibly important for the healing of this planet, actually, and the healing of the world. Because if we are, which I believe, living in a very dysregulated world, the thing that we can do the most is regulate ourselves. And how do we do that? So we all have a nervous system that, is different because we're all different. And for some people, they'll need to run, other people's will need to be still, some people need noise, some people need quiet. But ultimately, in order to hold our nervous system in some form of regulated state, whatever pathway we need to take in order to come into some level of regulation, we then need to use our breath, because scientifically, the breath is your key to your nervous system regulation. And the more that we can soften into, and the more that we can deepen and soften at the same time into a more regulated breathing pattern, the more everything just drops into a more regulated space, a more loving space, a kinder space. And I notice for myself that when I'm really in that space of, I use coherent breathing as my pathway to that, and there's a lot of science around that as well. But the more that I drop into that space, I notice that my thoughts change. It's so interesting that when I'm agitated, my thoughts are all over the place, and I'm angry, or I'm frustrated, or I'm sad, or I'm in grief, or whatever is going on inside me, that actually in those moments, my breath is all over the place. And when I can come into a more regulated breathing place, and then my nervous system regulates itself, then I feel more love, I feel more connection, I feel more peaceful. My thoughts change, my actions change, my being changes. And I just feel like, oh, it's okay. And it's that sense of, almost I can hold on to myself and go, yeah, I'm okay. We're okay. We can do this. We can just be in a very different energetic portal, actually, by balancing our nervous system. And, if we take the premise that we're all energy, so our thought is an energy, our speech is an energy, our heart gives off an energy, our actions are energy. So our actions, our interactions with another are energetic, our interactions with ourself is energetic too, is that we're all working within this energy field. And by regulating our nervous system, it transmutes and transforms and alchemizes our energy field into something that is infinitely more loving, infinitely more peaceful, infinitely more connected. And it's got to be the way to live. It's actually got to be the way to live, because the only way that we're going to heal the planet that we live on and really honor and live into the truth of our true essence is to sit in that love. And it has to start with us. It can't start out there. And we have this kind of feeling that, if I do this over there and I fix this and I do this and I do that, that everything will change. But it doesn't work like that, actually. It might work like that at brief moments, but it can't hold, because there's no supportive energy to hold it. And that energy is within us, And so when we can really sit in our energy field that is regulated through our nervous system, and regulated in all ways, then we come into this kind of beautiful balance. And in that balance, that inner love, that inner resource, that inner sense of our whole existence can emerge into our being. And then when other things arise around us, which they always will, that will trigger us, that will, touch into the wounded parts of us, that we can just come back and go, okay, let's pour love on it. Because if my nervous system is regulated, I can pour love on anything, actually. But it's learning how to come into that rebalance and how to reframe and how to sit with everything that arises because we're in balance. And when we're out of balance, we can come back into balance because we know what balance feels like. So the more that we can work to create that, the better our lives are, the better everybody around us is, the better life is. And that's how it works. So I do think that the nervous system and love are so interconnected, and so it's so valuable to work with the nervous system to create that real sense of inner love. And actually, what is inner love? It's about connection to the divine inside us. It's about, I don't think we can feel that or hear that when our nervous systems are out of regulation. I think we're disconnected from it. So inner love is also just being able to honor you, honor all of you, all of the difficult bits of you, all of the beautiful bits of you, all of the human bits of you, and just be able to hold and love that. And again, we can't do that when our nervous systems are dysregulated. It's not possible. So that's why I feel that the nervous system has such an important role to play in our cultivation of love. Love in its pure essence. Love in the pure essence of the divine, love in the pure essence of us, love in the pure essence of just existence. So my invitation to you is start to explore your nervous system. Start to notice when you come out of regulation. Start to see how does your nervous system, what does your nervous system need in order to find its own pathway of regulation. And of course, if you want to work with me to create some more coherence in your breath work, come and find me. Lovefromjyoti.com.